Let's reach for the sky. Let's win over the world. Let's change the story. Good evening, everyone. This is Aparna Mishra, founder editor, Women Shine. Welcomes you all to the first live Facebook Live in this year. In today we have in this Know Your Author series. So in this author series, we will talk to a multidimensional person, Kenashree, who's doing so many things. And Women Shine is really privileged that she has agreed to give a story in Women Shine in Happiness Quotient. The story is titled as Draupadi. So Happiness Quotient, is a collection of 20 happy stories who's written by 20 amazing women. So this is a book, and if you haven't bought it as yet, please visit Amazon, and there you will get it. This is a book which is of 130 pages and 20 lovely stories we have. So the moderator of this evening is Dr. Preeti Talwar, who's a writer, and she has also written a story in this book. So without wasting much of time, over to you, Dr. Preeti.
Thank you, Aparna. And let's start the show. Welcome, Kenashree, to the show. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And we want to talk about Kenashree, who has too much on her sleeve. She works on the corporate sector. She's a poet, she's a storyteller, a moderator, a speaker. Really, it's a mouthful. She's a multi-talented person. And now it's over to Kenashree. She will tell us more about herself, how she manages so much on her plate, along with the job and with so many passions. How do you pursue everything? Over to you, Kenashree.
Thank you, Dr. Talwar. Thank you, Aparna. It's absolutely a pleasure to come back to Women Shine each time. You're very kind. And Dr. Talwar, your humility personified. I mean, the way you introduced me, ये लगा कि मेरे बात हो रही है.
You have so much. You're such a talented person that we would like to know more about you, writing on so many platforms and doing so much. Definitely, each and everybody would like to know how you're managing so much with a full-time job.
It's an honor. Thank you so much. How do I manage so much? I wonder if I manage like too many things at the same time. I think I'm more of a juggler because I'm not good at, not the best one in any of the fields. I just like to do what I do. So I have basically a pura full day wala job that begins from 9 o'clock and goes up to 6 or 7. Sometimes during the seasons, which we call corporate seasons, उसमें कभी-कभी 10 भी बज जाते हैं, रात के 11 भी बज जाते हैं. But other than that, I think my driving force, that is my bent towards creativity, is what gives me the kick to work in office as well. So when you're full of fire and enthusiasm and excitement during the entire day, looking forward to something that you're going to create at night, probably that enthusiasm spills over in the workplace as well. So it's good for me. It sort of acts like a fuel to my workplace as well. Having said that, I think it comes very naturally for me to, writing comes very naturally to me. Writing and storytelling, these are the major two things that I'm pursuing alongside my job. But actually, हम सभी तो storytellers हैं ना, Dr. Talwar, नहीं? Like
yes,
you, me,
absolutely.
Yes, so every person who we meet is actually a natural storyteller. तो ये storytelling कहीं से खींचना नहीं पड़ता है, ये है. So probably it's the easiest thing that I can do. And writing is also sort of an extension of storytelling itself. So what you just spill over. And had I been very disciplined, probably I would have had a lot of titles and books to my names, which I do not. So certainly I am, I have not been managing my writing regime very well. But I try to, do all what I want and pack it in a day, because I really fear that tomorrow may or may not come. Kal ho na ho. तो जो है वो आज है,
absolutely
भर के जी लो इसी so I'm more of a juggler.
No, everybody is a juggler, Kenashree, because we all are juggling, and I think everybody has a story to tell.
Yes,
it's that we just pick up a pen and tell that story, but I think everybody has a story behind them. I meet so many people, and when we talk to so many people, there's always
correct.
A story. And
absolutely.
And I feel like she says, like Kenashree said, that without the pen helps her to go throughout the day. Same as my case. I think it is the oxygen. Writing would be an oxygen
Yeah.
to start your day. A day without writing would create a void in your life. And
Also that, you win some and you lose some. So people who
yeah,
know me, they know that I'm a big loner. I don't have a social life. So just because I want to do the things that I am very impressed with, I give up on so many social activities. तो अगर किसी रिश्तेदार के यहाँ शादी है या किसी फ्रेंड के यहाँ बर्थडे पार्टी है या एक गेट टुगेदर है, एक चाय पार्टी है, I very very politely excuse myself, go back in my shell, and do what really fills me with a lot of love, and that is like writing and creating and storytelling. So I'm a very boring person at heart. तो वो
no,
दोनों साथ
no,
नहीं हो सकते हैं. Either you can have a very boring Kena and have her work, or you can have a very nice socially acceptable Kena and have nothing. It's a choice that everybody makes, and I think I made that choice for myself, so I cannot blame anything because I like doing that. Perhaps अब तो समय के साथ साथ वो एक तरीका बन गया है जिंदगी का, and I've enjoyed it.
बिल्कुल. It's wonderful. आप इतने multifaceted हो. That is a big thing. And since you're unleashing your creativity like this, I think you're utilizing yourself. As you said, you're a juggler. It's a big thing. And it's a boon in today's times with so much of this problem wreaking havoc here. Doing so many things can really lead you to lead a better life because you can keep your mental stress at bay that way. I mean, writing, I think, is more cathartic rather than putting your head to it, you know.
Yeah.
And Kenashree, I think, is one of the best. What I've heard today is one of the best things I can think about too. Like you say, कि कल वो ना हो, and I also agree to that. Absolutely, you should live life king size with your pen, and isn't it? And I
Yeah.
think it, like what she's saying, it's just she's humble about it, but she's a real inspiration to a lot of us,
you,
you know.
you know,
Yeah,
Dr. Talwar, it is like probably मेरे लिए वो जो source of living है, वो जो fire है, वो शायद लेखनी में है या रचना में है या creativity में है,
right,
जैसे हम कहते हैं. पर किसी और का वो शायद gardening में हो सकता है, किसी और का वो
right,
singing में हो सकता है, किसी का cooking में हो सकता है. You just have to find that life force which keeps you going, that helps you look forward to a new day. And once you've found
right,
it, I think you found your way of life. It's that simple.
right. Yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
Kena, I'll want to add here, like since you've been working, when you work in a corporate, आपको कोई end time नहीं होता है. You can work late, you can work. You can't leave early. You have to work late or even by time, right? 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. But then उसके बाद भी if you're taking out, so much because आप काम करते हो ऑफिस में pressures होते हैं, tension होता है, stress होता है, and in spite of that, if you're able to go into your own zone and write so much good things, I think that's lovely because I've seen you कभी कहीं इधर moderate कर रहे हो, कभी कहीं moderate कर रहे हो, कभी कुछ कहीं कर रहे हो. So there's so many things, and in spite of this, this working hours also, and then you are with NTPC, वहाँ पे भी काम होता है. It's not like कि चलो थोड़ा बहुत होता है, अच्छा काम, HR में बहुत काम होता है. And in spite of that, you're able to do such things. Hats off to you, Kena. Really.
Aparna, thank you for bringing that. I have gone to places where people have asked me, अच्छा, आपके ऑफिस में कुछ काम वाम नहीं होता है? मतलब बड़े आराम का काम है. तो I'm telling you, on an average, I give up on 80% of the assignments, projects, and invitations that come from literary field or creativity field, just because I'm not able to take out time of my work schedule, which is more important to me. If not
Yeah.
more important, at least equally important. So NTPC is where my loyalty is. That's my workplace, and I'm very passionate about my work as well. इतने सालों से HR में काम करने के बाद अब मजा आता है. That like runs in your blood. तो ये चॉइस आसान नहीं है, और एनटीपीसी में समय जाता है, आपके वर्क प्लेस पे समय सच में निकलता है. Having said that, थोड़ा सा जो टाइम मिलता है ना, and I have learned it the hard way, but the principles of management applies there as well. So you plan, prioritize, do good time management, and be very disciplined. अगर इनमें से एक भी कम होता है तो उसका असर दिखने लगता है फिर.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. What she has said, she's such a disciplined person. That is the way she's managing so well, both the things. It is.
डॉक्टर तलवार, आई एम नॉट डिसिप्लिन्ड एट ऑल. अगर होता तो बड़ा काम कर
No,
दिया
you are disciplined.
एवरी
आपने
डे.
सारा कुछ कर लिया. It is so wonderful to hear that you're managing both the things. Otherwise, things would not be so easy, you know. वो जैसे कहते हैं ना, like you're saying, stress free रहने के लिए you have to write, and I also say the same thing. Like to lead a mental stress free life, a page a day helps you. I think
Yep.
that is the mantra.
I'll give you an example. For
Yeah.
instance, 3-4 साल पहले तक I used to be a multitasker. हमको लगता था कि मल्टीटास्किंग करने से काम बहुत अच्छा होगा और हम बड़े सारे काम एक साथ कर सकते हैं. Then I actually undertook a psychological test for myself. जो psychometric analysis होता है, personality profiling जिसको कहते हैं, वो किया खुद का. And then I realized that I'm the worst person for multitasking. If I do multitasking, मेरे ना काम खत्म होंगे और quality तो वैसे ही गिरेगी. I realized that multitasking is the biggest myth that has been going around in past 2 decades. जहाँ पर लोगों को, स्पेशली बच्चों को सिखाया जाता है कि बेटा 5 चीजें एक साथ कर लो और एक ही दिन में कर लो, एक ही टाइम 5 चीजें करने की कोशिश करो. सबके लिए वो वर्क नहीं करता, मेरे लिए नहीं कर रहा था. एंड देन आई लर्नड कि हमको लीनियर प्रोग्रेशन में ही जाना पड़ेगा. सो इफ आई हैव 5 टास्क्स इन हैंड टुडे, आई विल हैव टू डू वन एट अ टाइम, give it my best, complete it before I jump on to the other. और पिछले 3 साल से, ever since I have been doing it, I have been far more qualitatively better than what I was. So, you know, these are the tricks that you learn when you go through that discipline. So when I say discipline, probably I mean some elements that you keep on learning and discovering in yourself on everyday basis.
Right.
Absolutely. Lovely.
Absolutely. Your mantra is absolutely right. I mean, you should become a wellness coach rather. You can give a lot of tips to people, you know, to live properly during these times.
Dr. Talwar, I'm a perfect Aunt Hilda. जितनी भी दुनिया के लोग आते हैं मेरे पास रोते हुए, and most of the time, you know, I'd be sitting like this and becoming a listening post to them, because I have realized that if you're a storyteller, सबसे पहले आपको सुनना पड़ेगा. सबसे पहले दिल के दरवाजे दूसरों के लिए खोलने पड़ेंगे. जब तक आप खोलेंगे नहीं अपने कान, अपने दिल के दरवाजे और पूरे शिद्दत से, तब तक वो कहानियां आप तक नहीं पहुंचेंगी. इफ यू आर देयर ओनली टू स्पीक योर स्टोरी आउट, आई एम सॉरी, इट विल बी अ हाफ स्टोरी. क्योंकि वो कलेक्टिव तो बनती ही है जब दूसरों की उम्मीदें, उनके सपने, उनकी कहानियां हमारी कहानी से जुड़ते हैं. सो आई हैव बीन आंट, बहुत बार लोगों का सुन के, और I mull over it also. तो अगर किसी के साथ कुछ हुआ है ना, मेरे जहन से वो जल्दी नहीं जाता, बड़े देर तक रहता है, कई सालों तक भी रह जाता है. कुछ तो ऐसी कहानियां हैं जो शायद बचपन में सुनी है, आज भी मेरे अंदर जिंदा है. That's how it is.
That's it. What inspires you to write so much, Kenashree? I mean, anything particularly that. Pardon?
I said everyone. I mean everyone, every situation, क्योंकि हर कोई कहानी है. हमने सबसे पहले जो कहानियां सुनी थी, किससे सुनी थी? दादी से, नानी से, है ना? उन्होंने कहाँ से सीखा था? आपको did they learn the art of storytelling? No, but they were the best storytellers we've ever come across. Why? Because stories had honesty, it had experience, and it had lot of love. तो कहानियां तो हम सब में है, दादी में, नानी में, माँ में, दोस्तों में. पता नहीं ऑफिस में कितनी सारी कहानियां सुना के हमने बहाने बनाए हैं, स्कूल में कितने बंक मारे हैं कहानियां सुना के, एक दूसरे का हाथ पकड़ा है कहानियां सुना के. आई थिंक वी आर ऑल ऑर्गेनिकली storytellers, natural storytellers. It's the easiest thing that can come to human race. हम सभी कहानियां हैं. तो everything inspires me. When I talk to, you know, my team members, when I talk to my domestic help, when I talk to my friends, when I talk to seniors, I see stories everywhere. क्योंकि stories हैं. You just have to become that antenna to capture the stories.
Capture the stories, right? So you do it on a regular basis. When you pick up your pen, you go on seamlessly. You keep on writing, or do you get a writer's block also, like most of us get?
Don't even ask. That's where, you know, I told you that I am the most indisciplined writer around. मेरे लिए पॉसिबल ही नहीं होता है कई बार कि अगर कुछ आया दिमाग में तो तुरंत नोट करो, बिकॉज आई एम इन द मिडल ऑफ समथिंग विच इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो उससे निकल करके डीलिंक होके थॉट को पेन डाउन करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है. और कभी कभी तो बड़े लॉन्ग फेजेस ऑफ राइटर्स ब्लॉक आ जाते हैं. बट आई एम समबडी हु बिलीव्स दैट राइटर्स ब्लॉक इज जस्ट a concept that we have created for ourselves. At the end of the day, it is a culmination of so many factors put together, like lethargy, like indiscipline, like a lot of distractions. So if you put all of that together, probably there's something called writer's block जो अचानक से सामने आ जाता है. Otherwise, I have seen writers, I have met writers, and I'm very fortunate that I'm in the circle of some people who are so inspiring when it comes to writing कि वो disciplined तरीके से हर रोज कुछ शब्द खत्म करते हैं. That's how they work on their book and the concepts. That's how it should be. I'm nowhere near to them. I'm not even half as good or as close to them. But I know कि writer's block मेरे साथ it comes out of my inefficiency. It's not something that is in my head. It's just that I'm sometimes inefficient. And most of the times I am.
No, everybody gets it. Even I do. At times we are there. We just sit there blankly because कई बार टॉपिक ही नहीं समझ में आता कि क्या लिखना है.
But then, Dr. Talwar, you said, now you sit there, having the ability to sit there and mull over something for a long period of time and not having written anything in itself is a process. I wonder how many of us not do that and still call it a writer's block.
ये भी बात है. Absolutely.
हाँ, ऐसे ही होता है. हमने 10 दिन कुछ नहीं लिखा और बोला हाय राम, आई एम सफरिंग विद अ राइटर्स ब्लॉक. गॉड नो. आप बैठे हैं क्या 3 घंटे 4 घंटे अपने अपने रिजीम को आपने फॉलो किया है, एंड देन यू रियलाइज कि इतने देर बाद भी कुछ नहीं निकल रहा है, देन प्रोबेबली वहां पर भी एक प्रोसेस चल रहा है ना. तो जेन्युइनली राइटर्स ब्लॉक करके बहुत कम लोगों के साथ होता है. मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इट इज जस्ट आवर लेथार्जी और any terminology that we may want to use to cook an excuse.
Right. But बीच बीच में ऐसे phases आते हैं जब हो जाता है and you want to pen down something but still कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा होता. Too many thoughts. वो turmoil हो जाता है दिमाग में. That is what I feel at times. I don't know about you. होता है.
I'm sure, because so many writers have also written, papers on it, presented white papers on it. तो होता होगा, I'm sure. But मेरे साथ तो it's just my lackadaisical nature.
No, everybody has that lackadaisical nature, but kabhi-kabhi, emotionally, supposing you're down or you have a mental stress, maybe that time you can't pen down so much. Jitna, if you're in a better mood, you're calm, you're relaxed, that zen-like calm, so at times you really get that. Otherwise, sara time nahi ho pata and you can't pen down, Sometimes I sit down and I'm thinking, kya likhna hai? And then I leave it out. Then किसी दिन ऐसा होता है that you are just writing, वो adrenaline booster है, and you can keep on writing. You can write pages. I wrote the story for happiness question at the 11th hour. I asked Aparna, क्या लिखना है? I knew I had to write something, but क्या ये नहीं पता था. And then suddenly one fine day I recalled कि हाँ, she had written something, and then 11th hour I'm asking her कि कितने words का लिखना है, क्या है? And I penned it down in the night. I don't even know क्या pen किया मैंने. It was like that, वो कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है. So going from that, I just want to ask you, since you've written about this particular story, Draupadi, what made you write? It's a very sensitive sort of a story, and a topic is pretty sensitive. What fueled your imagination to write such a story for Happiness Quotient?
I think a couple of instances that happened with people I knew in past, and that stayed with me. मेरे एक दो दोस्त हैं जो इससे अभी भी गुजर रहे हैं, ये स्ट्रगल अभी भी कर रहे हैं, and they are not getting accepted. Even if you go through the story, Draupadi, you would find that ये जो story है जिनकी, वो although professionally बड़े successful हो जाते हैं, मगर अपना love of life उनसे दूर हो जाता है. तो कहीं ना कहीं हम हमारी सोसाइटी में अभी भी ये चीजें चल रही हैं, और ये सब फर्स्ट पर्सन नैरेटिव्स अगर आप सुने तो वो बैठ जाता है फिर आपके अंदर. इट्स कपल ऑफ इंस्टेंसेस पुट टुगेदर इन वन स्टोरी. I mean, it's real. I'm sorry to say,
Ah,
but this shit is real. Actually, this shit is for real, which is the unfortunate part. I wish it was an absolutely a piece out of imagination, which it is not. In an ideal situation, ये केवल एक imaginative story होनी चाहिए थी, जो नहीं है. ऐसा हो रहा है लोगों के साथ, ऐसा होता है.
right.
So it's pretty much real in the spirit of whatever is going around, especially when it comes to acceptance of LGBTQ.
Yeah, because now people are coming out in the open and it has been accepted. Earlier, it was not, it was a taboo subject, but now I think they have got their rights and it is being accepted. So, जो आपने
Difficult.
story लिखी,
In,
हाँ,
in metro cities, in the so-called urban areas, probably yes. I still
yeah,
wonder about like 70% of the country which lives in semi-urban or rural areas or in not
yes,
so forward-thinking societies. क्योंकि लोग तो वहां भी हैं, तकलीफ तो वहां भी है.
right, right,
I fully agree with you, Kenna, in this because it is ठीक है, rights सब accept हो रहा है, चीजें आ गई हैं, but then that mental frame of mind जो लोगों का है वो अभी change नहीं हुआ है because there are so many things जिसकी चीजें आ गई हैं but अभी भी हम उसको accept नहीं कर पाते हैं. So actually this is a wonderful story. जब मैंने पढ़ना शुरू किया मतलब such a lovely, and then you feel bad also, you feel sad about that person, but at the
right.
same time you're very helpless that this is happening. But it's a beautiful story, really.
I mean, let's
Loved
take
it.
a look inside of us also. All of us are parents, है ना? मतलब, I'm assuming that the three of us are parents as well.
Yes,
How many
yes.
times have we in person wanted to know, the sexual preferences of our own children? Have we asked them? Do we get into dialogues with them? Are we acceptable enough to make them very comfortable in talking about their sexual preferences? I have two daughters. One is 11, the other is 17. और टाइम एंड अगेन हम बातों बातों में ये बात करते हैं बिकॉज आई रियली वांट टू नो whether what their sexual inclination is, just in case they want to share with me. पर ये ओपननेस है या नहीं? और अगर हम लोगों में ही नहीं है, हमारे सो कॉल्ड एलीट एजुकेटेड लोगों में नहीं है, तो फिर कहाँ तक ये बात पहुंच रही है? बाकी पेरेंट्स कर रहे हैं या नहीं? एज रिस्पॉन्सिबल पेरेंट्स हम अपना काम कर रहे हैं या नहीं? सोसाइटी की बात तो बाद में करेंगे. विच इज वेयर इफ यू रेड द स्टोरी यू वुड नो कि सबसे पहला जो हर्ट हुआ है राघव को वो उसकी माँ से हुआ है.
Right.
सबसे ज्यादा वो कहानी वहां खत्म नहीं होती है. जब वो घर से दूर चला जाता है और बहुत सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है तो भी कहीं ना कहीं उसको लास्ट में भी याद माँ की आती है.
हाँ,
क्योंकि एक्सेप्टेंस जहां से उसने सबसे ज्यादा उम्मीद की थी वहां से उसे नहीं मिला. So even as responsible parents, I think we need to ask 100 questions to ourselves first before we go on blaming the society at large.
absolutely.
Very true.
Because it touched a chord. Actually, when I was also reading this particular story, it touched a chord. That is there.
Today if I write a story and tomorrow if any of my kids they turn out to be queer, I cannot raise eyebrows. You cannot preach something, you cannot believe in something, and when it comes to reality, take a step back. ये कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियंस, एक इंडिविजुअल कॉन्शियंस है और साथ में एक कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियंस ऑफ सोसाइटी तो बाद में आता है. आप खुद के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं? खुद आप उससे निकल पाए हैं क्या? So that's the big question.
Right. So, I just want to ask you, Kenashree, that after you put down the story, what was the reaction of people? Like, a lot of people might have read the story. So, any reactions after reading this particular story?
I'm very glad that my daughter liked it.
Great.
Yeah,
Very
I mean, yes. So I was happy that I liked it, but होते हैं लोगों के extreme reactions तो होते हैं. One should always be prepared for it, especially
because being a writer, you should be critic होता है, because everybody cannot like it and everybody cannot despise it. तो दोनों चीजें होती हैं. Another thing I was asking you, that since you're on the YouTube also, you're making a YouTube channel with storytelling. How come you're coming into that? I just wanted to know, like you're making these particular YouTube videos. How did you develop this idea about the storytelling?
That's such a wonderful question. Actually, I come from theater. तो हमारे यहाँ जो विधा है रंगमंच की, उसमें बस यही था कि हम स्टेज पे सुनाते हैं और लाइव ऑडियंस को सुनाते हैं. सो ऑल द पावर एंड एनर्जी दैट आई गेट इज एक्चुअली फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस व्हेन दे शो देयर लव, व्हेन दे इवन इफ दे क्रिटिसाइज, द एनर्जी दैट कम्स टू अस, पॉजिटिव या नेगेटिव, वो डायरेक्टली पहुंचती है. So I belong to completely the world of live audience and light camera action. Magar, it was in the year 2000, I think, 16 around, when I received a call from Patel. Now, Patel is India's leading digital storytelling platform. So they asked me to come and perform for them. And that was the first time I realized कि अच्छा, digital world में भी storytelling होती है. And I still remember my reaction of having asked her, the founder, कि वहां पर audience होगी ना, because कैमरे के आगे बोलना, I have never done that before. And she said, नहीं वहाँ audience के साथ बात करना, कैमरा कहाँ है तुम्हें पता भी नहीं चलेगा. So I went there, performed, and कहाँ से record हुआ, कैसे हुआ, I have no clue. Eventually वो जब release हो गया, then I received a lot of love, for which I'm extremely grateful. And that probably set the stage for digital storytelling. उसके बाद I kept getting invitations, I kept accepting invitations. But as far as my own channel is concerned, I think about the time of pandemic, I realized that कुछ लोग मेरे channel, मतलब YouTube पे तो एक channel था ही, by virtue of me being on Google, everyone has a channel. तो वो channel तो था ही, and I realized that उस पर traffic भी आ रहा है, लोग आ रहे हैं, जबकि I haven't posted a single video. Then I realized कि शायद यहाँ पर कुछ तो किया जा सकता है, let's try it out. And then I started posting, and I started loving the process of posting. तो उसकी वजह से one after the other चीजें होती गई. I enjoy the process of creation.
Yeah. You look to be a very creative person because you are doing, and then another thing is poetry. I mean, theater one side it is writing, and another thing is poetry. How come into poetry?
See, if you're very frankly, I think the biggest umbrella is theater for me. क्योंकि जब आप theater artist हैं, all theater artists would vouch for it कि उनको सब कुछ आता है. सबसे अच्छा नहीं आता, मगर आता सब कुछ है. झाड़ू लगाने से, पर्दा खींचने से, लाइट अरेंज करने से, you talk of it and we have done it. Poetry लिखवा लो, prose लिखवा लो, script लिखवा लो, किसी की जगह किसी को जूता पहनाने के लिए लास्ट मोमेंट स्टेज पे दौड़ो, हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. But that is where, poetry, storytelling, सब कुछ थिएटर की छोटी छोटी विधाएं हैं. तो मेरे लिए तो वही था फोकस पॉइंट. जो वहां से सीखा वो धीमे धीमे अलग अलग दिशाओं में आने लगा. एंड ऑनेस्टली परफॉर्मेंस पोइट्री तो इंडिया में ही बहुत लेट से आया, बिकॉज इन आवर ग्रोइंग अप ईयर्स पोइट्री मेंट व्हाट यू रीड इन बुक्स एंड व्हाट यू पब्लिश फॉर बुक्स, जस्ट दैट. अगर आपने पढ़ा है या आप लिख रहे हैं तो वो पोइट्री है. हमने कभी उस टाइम परफॉर्मेटिव पोइट्री नहीं देखी थी. प्रोटेस्ट पोइट्री भी पढ़ी थी, लेकिन किसी को परफॉर्म करते हुए नहीं देखा था स्टेज पे. ऑफ लेट पिछले एक डेकेड में probably storytelling and poetry as a performance has taken India by a storm. And I think 2 decades ago से पूरे वर्ल्ड में ही इसकी धूम मची हुई है. So that's how it is. I have been writing poetry ever since I was a little girl, because हम सभी लिखते हैं अपनी डायरी में, जर्नल में, कुछ ना कुछ तो स्क्रिबल करते हैं. तो जेनेसिस वहां से था, बट इवेंचुअली इस थिएटर ने उसको और स्ट्रॉन्ग और मजबूत कर दिया. सो आई रियलाइज माई लव फॉर राइटिंग, whether it's prose, poetry, sonnet, or it is kahani. I love writing. That is it.
That's fun. And which author or authoress do you really look up to? Like all of us look up to somebody. So which one do you look up to? We have so many people today in the market, but what about you? Where do
you ask for contemporary writers?
Yeah.
Now that's a question, because I'm still somebody whose heart lies with classic reading. So I keep returning to the classics. Had you asked me a list of classic writers, है ना?
तो one thing is evergreen.
Yes.
It's evergreen. वो बार-बार
I said कितना भी मन खराब हो, अगर एक बार एमिली ब्रॉन्ट पढ़ लो, वुदरिंग हाइट्स पढ़ लो, एन रायंट पढ़ लो, या डिकिंस पढ़ लो, तो वापस आ जाता है सब कुछ. मूड सही हो जाता है.
I know. And ये Jane Austen तो I think it's
yes, name them and I think they're phenomenal. They're awful. Even the Hindi classic writers. आई मीन अभी भी प्रेमचंद की कहानियों में कुछ तो बात है, रुला देती हैं कहानियां,
हाँ
है ना, दिल के
It's
तार वहां पे
there.
छूट जाते
चाहे हम लोग स्कूल में ही चाहे एज अ सब्जेक्ट पढ़ते थे, बट स्टिल इट हैज it crowd, it's a crowd puller, you can say that with
हैं। अरे अभी 3 days ago my daughter came with me, she said कि वेनका की चिट्ठी करके एक चैप्टर है उसकी हिंदी किताब में, तो she wanted me to read along with her and we both read, और रात भर नींद नहीं आई, because at the end of the day ये जो पुराने राइटर्स हैं, although it's a translated work, but ये क्लासिक राइटर्स की लेखनी में अजीब सा जादू है, कुछ तो है,
हाँ, कुछ
भले ही
तो
वो
है।
2 पेज 3 पेज की हो, अलग सा ही जादू है। आई एम श्योर नए राइटर्स में भी है, बट प्रोबेबली हम अपने बचपन की चीजों को अपने दिल के सबसे करीब रखते हैं, शायद इस वजह से। आई हैव अ थिंग फॉर क्लासिक रीडिंग। या
No, even I have. वो you are mesmerized by their writing. वो you can't leave that. अगर एक बार क्लासिक पढ़ ली तो that goes for you. You know, वो नहीं छोड़ सकते. There's so many people in the market today, but I think after reading one book, you do not want to pick up another one. I don't know, but
I
that
read a lot. So many of my friends have written extremely well. They are just brewing gold of late. बहुत अच्छा लिख रहे हैं, बट वही है कि अपने शायद
Gold is
सोलेस में
gold.
जाने के लिए, या
Old is
वही,
gold.
हाँ, या
Because Abhi, I had recently read this book by, this is a memoir. I think you might have read it, Becoming, by Michelle Obama. Have you read that? It's a wonderful book, and I could
I
resonate
haven't.
with. No, you read it. It's I could resonate with that book. क्योंकि वो लिखती हैं जैसे मिडिल क्लास अपब्रिंगिंग और उसके बाद हाउ शी फाइंड्स इट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू एडजस्ट इन द व्हाइट हाउस विद सो मेनी एमिनिटीज फैसिलिटीज, बट जब उन्होंने लिखा है इट स्टेड विद मी, यू नो, क्योंकि हम लोग उसी दौर से गुजरे हैं, यू नो, वही मिडिल क्लास, वही अपब्रिंगिंग, frugal, I should say, upbringing, and then suddenly you are in a better condition. तो वो भी वही लिखती हैं, and those sort of stories I think stay with you. They always will stay with you. Something which touches you, no?
Yeah.
So that is that. Do you have any intention of publishing your own books anytime in the near future?
I've been working on one for last 4 years now. Again, out of lethargy, वो खिंचता जा रहा है, पता नहीं क्यों, कब होगा पता नहीं, but I'm looking forward to completing it this year, hopefully.
You will. You
All the
will.
best. All the best.
Please, बहुत हो-
Yeah. We're hoping next J.K. Rowling. We would be seeing the next J.K. Rowling, because you might get that eureka moment and you'll be penning down something immediately. I think
So that's basically a dark literary fiction, so nowhere close to J.K. Rowling. But
no harm in thinking about it. Think
yeah,
positive.
why not?
Yes.
Yes.
Since you talk about ki kal ho na ho, so I think that is the best idea to go about it. So 2022 should be, we should be reading some of your book being published.
I hope, inshallah,
Yeah.
yes.
Amen.
And because you're writing on so many platforms, what do you write on
Huffington
exactly
Post.
Yeah. Huff Post.
I used to write columns for them. Again, social opinions, mostly social opinions.
Okay.
However, they wound up their activities in India last year. So the
Okay.
platform, although it is internationally available, it's no longer available in India. So I don't currently write for it, but I used to write for it until the activities got wound up.
It's wonderful talking to you, that it's so much fervor you have and the zeal you have to write on so many things. And which is your favorite niche? Like you keep writing on lifestyle, and what other niches do you have?
That's a great question. So no matter whatever topic that I would pick on, my niche would always be dark fiction, literary fiction,
Oh.
something. और मेरी शायद हर कहानी में कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई चला जाता है. ऐसा पता नहीं, but it's certainly a tearjerker at some or the other point of time. People even came to me and said कि तुम ना कहानियां रात में लिखती हो ना, देर रात में after closing up your office work. That is why you're such a dark person. Try to write it in the early hours of the morning so that you write very hopeful stories. I said, my stories do have hope. It's another thing that it's more about, scars and bruises and कितना सारा दुख है सीने में दबाए चले जा रहे हैं, वैसा वाला. So it's
But
usually
ऐसा
that,
क्यों?
and
ऐसा
a lot
क्यों
of
है?
satire. Maybe I'm a very dark person.
No, no,
No,
no.
I don't think
And
so.
you are the
अरे हाँ, अपन we have to
But ऐसा
hang
क्यों
out
है?
with each other longer. Then you would know I'm a very dark and very, very dark and gloomy person at heart.
I'd definitely like to read some of your books, obviously, because there is fervor wherever you are talking and writing, because you're so multifaceted. We have to learn a lot. Such an inspiring person, and
You're very kind.
we are hoping that the new year would bring your books out in the open, and we also can read out those books, isn't it? And
Let's.
over to Aparna, that her platform is going to give us more budding writers like Kenashree, who's so multi-talented.
I'm
And
very grateful. Thank you.
So
and
thank you so much, Preeti and Kenashree.
thank you so much.
And lovely, really, it was good chit chatting. Actually चाय तो नहीं थी, but चाय के साथ जो बात होती है वही लग रहा था ये. It was a virtual chai, in fact.
For a moment, I
Virtual
noticed
chai.
that we
I know.
we-
The,
public eye.
the ginger chai and the fritters were missing. But हमें काफी fritters हो गए हैं उस हिसाब से.
Correct. So
Correct.
thank you so much, both of you. And I know, Kena, you're
Thank you so
still
much.
you're a busy person. Thank you so much for taking out time for this. And again, I would request everybody to see this book. And please, it is available on Amazon. Happiness Quotient 20 Stories. So you can order it now because I've shared the link in the chat box only. So you can click and you can order the book. Thank you so much again. Have a great
Thank
so
evening.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Stay safe. Have a great
Yeah.
time ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tune in for the next episode and stay safe. Goodbye.
Yes.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.